Alright, I'm at it again. I'm pulling off another subfloor, and I thought I'd show you how I'm stripping it. Of course, I can't really film it because then I got nobody to hold my camera, so I'll just tell you what I'm doing. So you see what I did. I took and I cut the floor between the joists like that with my old trusty corded saw. Had this saw for many years. It's still going strong. I'm probably burning the bearings out of it. And these blades I'm using are just old blades off the job. So look at all the flooring I have to cut through. Okay? So I take and I cut it in between the joists like this. And then what you do is you just surf on it. You see that? You see how, and if I just keep rocking it, of course I gotta watch. I can't rock it too much because it'll pull that joist over, okay? So if it works to where you can rock it, then you can pull that whole piece off. See how I pulled this whole piece off in one piece? I just rocked it like that. So you just get on it, just the next piece over. You just rock it like this. It's kind of dangerous because if you fall through the floor, then you could get hurt, but you could cut it up into smaller pieces. It's just really a lot of wood, okay? And so I'll show you what I've done so far. Just stripping out the floor because it's more than 3 inches out of level and it's just horrible and squeaky and dry rot. So I did all my little surgical precision cuts around the plumbing. See how I didn't get any of the pipes? Because I know that they're there because whoever framed this wet wall on top of this floor joist, don't do that. Don't put a wet wall on top of a floor joist. Move your floor joist before you frame it, okay? So I have to go around this whole house. And it looks like this wall is going to fall off into the basement, but it's not because there's a joist under it, okay? So I'm stripping the whole floor. Now this little temporary supporting thing, because when I go to step on the joists like that, if I step on it and the joist rolls over and it breaks, then I go down and I break my ankle in the crawl space, okay? So once you take the subfloor off, it's going to weaken it a little bit, so you got to do something to keep it strong so you don't fall through. But all this cutting around the perimeter, you see that? All this cutting around the closet, just really painstaking work. And Sawzall, and I'll show you another thing I've been using. And I'm going to tell you, don't do this. Don't ever use this, because it's super dangerous. See what I'm doing here? You know what that is? That's a blade on a grinder. Don't ever do that, okay? But guess what? For me, it's working out because I can take that like this. See that? And then I can get my cut right up next to that wall, okay? Of course, with the amount of layers I have on this floor, it doesn't go all the way down, so I have to strip a couple layers off and then come back and then cut right along there. See that? That line right there, that's how I cut that, all right? Don't ever use that grinder. Don't do it. I'm telling you. I'm just showing you how I do it, but don't do it like that, okay? So then later we have to replace the sill plate, and it's going to be quite tricky, but it's got to be done because look at all that dry rot. See? Let's just dry rotted out of there. The blocks aren't even grouted. I'm sorry to show you people this. I'm sorry you have to look at a floor like this, but sometimes in these older houses, that's just what you get, okay? So maybe the house you have is even in worse shape than this one. But I'm just showing you this, just kind of a horror story. Get your ideas how you can fix your floor yourself. All right. Next time.